As you can tell from the title of this video, we have some big news, some huge news that I have been so eager to tell you guys about, and I am so happy to finally be sitting down here telling you guys that we are moving to New Zealand. And in this video, we're gonna give you guys all the details on the why, the how, the when. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Carrie. This is my fiance, Alex.
Hello.
And if you've been here before, welcome on back. We've been talking about moving to New Zealand for quite some time now, and it has finally reached the time where we feel like this is the absolute perfect time in our life to do this. And so we are absolutely as excited as we could possibly be. It's what we talk about constantly. Of course, it's a huge life decision. It is across the planet. It is what, over 6,000 miles away from where we live now, and it's a completely different country, and it's going to be a completely different lifestyle. But I think what really shifted it for us recently is the fact that we both as human beings are so absolutely connected, and I mean all human beings are extremely connected to nature. For us, we're our happiest when we are surrounded by open space and trees and really the countryside. And so going into New Zealand, that is what we're looking for. We're looking for that type of lifestyle because, as you guys know, we have become really passionate about growing our own food, and we're specifically becoming really interested in permaculture, and we feel like a lifestyle in New Zealand will give us kind of everything that we love in one place. And so we're just really excited to kind of get there and, you know, get our hands dirty literally and just kind of deep dive into experiencing a new culture and just a new chapter of our life. When Alex and I first started dating, which was about 5 years ago, as you guys know, those of you who have been following along for a while, we just realized that it was 5 years recently, and we were like, whoa, I can't believe it's been that long. It doesn't feel that long at all. But when we first started dating, I knew that Alex had dual citizenship, and it was something that he brought up, and he has a really special connection with the country. I mean, you have it tattooed on your ankle. And so I always knew that it was a really important part of him, and his dad is from there. And so we actually have traveled together to New Zealand, as you guys have seen if you've been following along for a while. And when I was there, I absolutely fell in love with New Zealand. I mean, it was absolutely paradise when we were there.
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's a beautiful country, and it's so unique. The island itself, geologically, is it's been isolated in the Pacific, the South Pacific, for millions of years, and that's created a very unique ecosystem with species of birds that only exist in New Zealand, and
the bird sounds there
are pretty unreal. Yeah.
Everywhere you walk in New Zealand, it just sounds like bird paradise. There are so many birds, and
it's kind of got a Jurassic Park feel to it, honestly, in lots of places. And it's just a stunningly beautiful country full of really kind and compassionate people. And it's an element of my heritage and my history that I've always been very aware of. I had family down there when I was a kid. My grandmother and grandfather, who are, well, my grandfather-in-law. My grandmother, who lived down there, is no longer with us, but when I was growing up, we would go and visit quite often. And I studied abroad down there. So I've always had a connection to New Zealand, and it's a place that I've always loved visiting. And when I studied and lived down there in Dunedin and in Queenstown, it kind of gave me a taste of what life is like in New Zealand. And you know, it was something that I think I was 20 years old when I studied abroad down there. And even then I was like, oh, this place is awesome and I want to come back. Bizarrely enough, when we do exit our quarantine, we will be in a country where COVID-19 is not a problem. It's not even there. So that will be a very interesting change. It's gonna be bizarre.
It's gonna be bizarre for us to even get on a plane because we haven't been on a plane this entire year besides January. We were supposed to go to New Zealand to look for a home actually at the beginning of quarantine.
In March, right before the whole pandemic kind of popped up.
We had a flight for March 9th. And so we decided, before there were restrictions to fly to New Zealand, we decided on our own to cancel the trip because, one, we didn't want to get stuck there, and two, we wanted to be at home with our dog just in case we did get stuck there. We just wanted to be responsible and not travel during a global pandemic. So we decided to cancel that trip. And so what quarantine really helped us realize, because we did spend so much time at home, usually, you know, last year we probably traveled every single month, and that's sort of what our lifestyle was like before this. And I know for a lot of people, lifestyles have completely shifted and changed in so many different ways. And so for us, it was a lot more time at home and a lot more time to talk about exactly what we want out of life and how we see our future. And we just decided that we're both so passionate about the idea of moving to New Zealand and making this a chapter of our life. And so we just have been talking about it nonstop this entire year, and it's finally happening. And it feels, again, so good to just sit down and tell you guys about this, because I feel like I've been hiding a secret from you guys for so long, because we have been doing so much work behind the scenes to get everything approved, to make it so that I can get there, right? Because Alex is a citizen, he can go there anytime without a problem. I'm his partner, so I am able to travel there and to kind of go forward with everything that we need to get done because I am his partner. And so we just feel really grateful to be able to have this chapter of our life and this opportunity that we're just really excited to not pass up on, just because we feel like we're getting so many different signs from the universe to just do it. It just feels like the right thing.
You know, there's so many changes happening around the world, and I imagine in everybody's lives right now, there's just a lot of change. And you know, oftentimes change can be uncomfortable, but also change is a great catalyst for reimagining our lives. And during these chaotic times, when there's so many changes happening, it's kind of like the perfect opportunity to make a big shift in your life. And so, like Carrie was saying, you know, I have this passport, I have this citizenship, and it just feels like the right time to give it a shot and to start a new chapter in New Zealand and just kind of see where the journey takes us.
Our goal is to kind of take a step back and look at our lifestyle as a whole and really think about how we can live as sustainable as possible. We really want to be as self-sufficient as possible. We've become really interested in this type of lifestyle here in this home that we're in now. Of course, we've both always been passionate about sustainability, but we're kind of looking at it deeper, and we're looking at this new start as a way to really learn so much more about
just try to realign our lifestyle to have, you know, less of an impact, and to just be more in tune with living within our means and living in closer connection to nature, and you know, kind of getting back to the land a little bit.
Exactly.
So
getting back to nature. It's going to be a really exciting journey, and I am so excited to bring you guys along with us. We have so many ideas and so many things that we want to do when we get to New Zealand and as we are prepping to go to New Zealand. And that's kind of why I feel like I've been a little bit quiet on Instagram lately and just kind of keeping this from you guys for this time being, just because, you know, I really wanted to get this out there so that I can share from here on out, because we're about to completely change everything. We're about to start the moving process. Just so you guys know, we should tell you when it's happening. We'll be leaving in January. We already bought our flights and We have booked our quarantine,
managed isolation
in New Zealand. So everything is coming together and things are happening. So it just felt like I have to tell you guys now so that you're not wondering why we're packing up our entire home.
Or why she's selling everything on Depop.
And maybe if I seem completely stressed or like I'm doing 1,000 things, it's because I probably am, because I'm moving my whole life across the planet. So we totally understand that this process is not going to be easy. If any of you guys are wondering, of course we are bringing Lanka. We have already started his process. It will be a world traveler by the end of this because we've got Sri Lanka, United States, and then New Zealand, but he is our family, so of course he's coming with us and he will absolutely love New Zealand. One of the coolest things about New Zealand is that they don't have predators, so I don't have to worry about Lanka as much when it comes to like a coyote or a wolf or a bear or mountain lions, which is,
or a rattlesnake.
I think Lanka will like that.
I think I'll like that.
Yeah, me too.
Right now, with all of the stuff going on in the world, it just feels like there's never been a better time to move to New Zealand, even though this is something that Carrie and I have been talking about for years now, way before the pandemic, way before all the other stuff that's happening. Carrie and I have always kind of been dreaming about moving to New Zealand and creating a lifestyle that's more in touch with nature and one that gives us the freedom to enjoy the natural world and to grow more of our own food and just kind of get reconnected with the land. And that's something that Carrie and I have dreamt about for a very long time, and right now it just feels like the perfect time to switch things up and to start that chapter.
Yeah, and we both came to a realization that we feel like our chapter in Los Angeles is
coming to a close.
Yeah, we've been here for a while now. I've been here over a decade.
I've been here for like over 5 years. So.
Yeah, and we love LA for everything that it is, but we feel like it's not what we see in our future anymore. We don't want to see concrete as much anymore. We don't want to see as many traffic jams, and honestly,
we want just more green, more nature,
space,
more rain, space,
weather,
seasons, fresh air.
Yeah. Growing our own food, the option. Obviously, we do that here in the backyard, and you can do that wherever you are. And you guys know that that's something that I talk about all the time. Even if you just have a balcony in the middle of a city, you can grow your own food. We're really excited to expand our knowledge, though, and take it to a whole nother level. And we feel like New Zealand is a really great ground for us to have the opportunity to really expand our knowledge in growing our own food and just permaculture in general, and just having a really harmonious lifestyle. We're also creating a video over on Alex's channel where we're going to go a little bit more in depth into our plan in New Zealand, what you guys can look forward to in the future with our content. I'm excited to talk over there too about kind of what I will be creating over here in the future. I am so excited to bring you guys along this journey. It is going to be an exciting one, a different one. It's going to be a big change, a huge chapter, and I would never want to do it without you guys. So I can't wait to bring you guys along, and I'll be sharing exactly kind of what we're thinking and what the plan is going to be once we get to New Zealand over on Alex's channel. So there's a card that's popping up right now with the video that we shot over on Alex's channel, and I'll also link it in the description box if that's easier for you guys too. That all being said, definitely make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel and to Alex's channel to make sure that you guys are following along the journey. In the comments below, let me know what you guys want to see during this whole process. Do you want to see moving vlogs? Do you want to see me declutter this entire place and get rid of stuff? Because we are going minimalist to New Zealand. We're selling a bunch of stuff, and we're only bringing the things that are going to last us and that are really great quality, and so we will be shipping it across the sea, but just let me know what you guys want to see in terms of all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be a process. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We appreciate you guys so much for taking the time out to listen to our big life update, and I will see you guys very, very soon in a new video. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.